I'm Aaron Lawler-Patterson, the Goodness Chick. I'm a podcaster, motivational speaker, author, counselor, and proud part of the Mental Health News Radio Network. Join me on the journey of navigating the joys and pitfalls of life, addressing mental health, addiction, raising kids, and giving back. If it takes a village, then join me as one of those villagers. Villagers wanted. All right. Very excited to be here today. I have my special guest, Suresh Gandhari. We are chatting in Kathmandu, Nepal. Suresh and I met, I'm going to say about a week ago. I'm staying in just off of Tamal, an area in Kathmandu. And you are a musician. I'm a musician. You're a musician. I'm going to actually have you get a little bit closer. Is that cool? So we can hear you. Sorry, Suresh. No we're doing this outside of a restaurant, downtown Kathmandu. We're improvising here. That's what happens when you're traveling. So you are part of the Gandharba Culture in Nepal musicians group, correct?
Yes.
Okay, what is that exactly?
Actually, Gandharvas means musician caste of Nepal.
Okay.
In that moment, in that period, we are talking about that. But Gandharvas, it is kind of like lower communities of Nepal.
Okay.
Means like actually we have a system about the high level, low level, and Gandharvas is like a kind of before they don't have time, radio, television, and internet.
Okay.
That time we'll be doing singing messenger village to village.
Okay.
And the communities is still staying in the around mountain areas.
Okay.
And the communities still is very poorness.
Okay.
Means like especially most have no land, no house.
Okay.
Like this thing. And our government like is still try to help in some way, but it's not exact to help us because of we have not a big communities like population.
Right.
In whole Nepal, around like in this moment, I thought about not more than 10,000 people.
Wow. Okay.
It's pretty low.
Yes.
Low community. That's so we don't have any person to talk the parliament in Nepal.
Okay. You have no voice.
Yeah, no voice.
No voice.
That's so we don't get not any mostly opportunity, just some few opportunity you can get.
Right.
But this also like a rich person, they take out job or they take out occupation like this thing.
Right.
And the community is like Gandharvas before like nobody see in the God times. That time in the Gandharvas playing music.
Yes.
And like Anjali star that called Apsara. She's dancing in that period too. That is a Hindu mythology.
Okay.
Gandharvas kind of rishi, holy man.
Okay. Oh wow. I didn't know that.
Yeah, Gandharva is like a rishi, sadhu, holy man, especially they like meditate.
Yes.
It's long before.
A long history.
Yeah.
Long history.
Yeah.
Okay. And you had emailed each other and I kind of did a little research about, Gandharba and how you had said it's the lower caste, part of the caste system, which makes my heart very sad. And the poverty that is here in Nepal.
Big cities is now almost no problem because in the big city like Kathmandu, Pokhara, Chitwan, like all of big cities, no problem. Some village is still like a system about that.
Yes, but not as much.
Not is like we are from the village.
Okay.
In the village still like
still there.
It means why you like making up these programs? Why you like making for talk for foreigners government because we try to kill the system.
Yes.
This is the most important for our communities, and if the system goes, our community will go a little bit faster.
Yes. It's a beautiful part of your culture.
Yeah, I love my culture because this is I didn't have any teachers of these instruments.
Yeah.
Like my father also playing something. My grandfather, my stepfather, like blooding. All the blood.
Yes, long history. Absolutely, long history. And so you make your own instruments.
Yeah, we make
which is, I mean, it's beautiful. Yeah. Handmade, beautiful. I know I passed you last week and we started chatting. Mm-hmm. I know you're also connected to the Happy Children Home in Nepal. Yeah. How far from Kathmandu?
From here, like if you depend on which vehicle you can use. If you use the public vehicle, they can take around 1.5 hours
Okay.
around 2 hours.
Oh, wow.
If you take like a private vehicles, like around 40 minutes, like 35 minutes.
Okay. And so this has been in existence for a number of years and currently has 17 children.
Yeah, we have a 17 children now, and this is a happy children home. We are adopting the kids because they are like a throw somewhere. That's we keep it, like we adapting for these children.
You adopt displaced children,
yeah.
right?
And actually, they don't have any families also. They are real orphans.
Okay.
Because
so they have no.
Yeah. Somebody we have to take for hospital. Somebody we take in the temple.
Yeah.
Somebody we have to take in the riverside. We have to take like this thing. And now I'm like around 4 years to make a volunteer there.
Wow.
I work to send the volunteer people there, and we have a one rent house in there. And that period is very critical problems.
Yeah.
Means kids need to food, like some, like now cold time.
Yeah.
Some jacket they need, and some stationery. That's why I'm trying to open this out and I help for them, for people.
Which is a beautiful thing.
It is.
Suresh, is a volunteer for this organization, and I know it was in 2015 was the earthquake,
yes,
where many people were displaced.
Yeah.
They said about 8,000 people lost their lives.
Yeah.
Can I ask you, how were you affected?
Actually, at that time I'm also Kathmandu, like a Kathmandu, oh my God, to see the death on our eyes means all the houses like a moving, land moving, and after one day I'll be going village like a Gorkha is big disaster area.
Yeah.
Like whole like a village, all like that kind of
Wiped. Yes.
And is my house from like around 3 hours by bus. So in this area, like super disaster.
Yeah.
It's like all village gone.
Yeah. Even now, almost 4 years later, walking through Kathmandu, there's rebuilding.
Rebuilding, yes.
Rebuilding in some of the temples and.
But one thing like they do immediately rebuilding because of so many countries
help.
But our government is still like I don't know what kind of government that is. Yeah. Still, who the real poor is, they're gonna find out. Yeah. Only who have some money or some rich person, they can give still the rebuild. But even for us, we didn't get nothing.
That's mind-boggling for me. Yeah.
Our house is like destroyed. My community house is destroyed. Still, we didn't get nothing. They try to give just $1,000 means 1 lakh Nepali rupees. This is not enough to rebuild.
No, it's not.
Minimum around $10,000.
Right.
To it's not a beautiful house. Just 3 rooms.
To live.
Just 3 rooms, like 1 kitchen and 1 for kids, 1 for separately. It's like a simple, tiny house.
Which is not asking very much.
Yeah.
And even just walking through the town, it is now almost 4 years later, how much devastation, but there's still so much, so many people poor. And I wonder, where does the money go from the government doesn't get to the people? And that doesn't seem very fair.
Yeah, because government try to help every person, everybody, but they don't get a real fair data. Because who ordering some person is they lose their work. I mean, they're not properly exact. As government will give money, okay, fill out all the form for all the people. Yeah, so they have also limited.
Yes.
That's this is also one reason who the workers from government, they are not work properly.
Yeah. I do want to say to those that are listening, we're kind of literally halfway around the globe, and there's so many people doing amazing things. And so if your heart is kind of heavy and thinking about ways that I could kind of get involved, and whether that's contacting this organization, hey, I want to volunteer and help out, or I want to send money, I encourage you to check it out. Really, we all can make a difference. We all can make a difference. And the people of Nepal, I've really been through a heck of a lot. And so learning stories, and just as you had shared, actually going and seeing, if you have that opportunity, wherever that is in the world, going and seeing, and kind of a hands-on experience. And what a beautiful, to talk, a thing that is.
Most important is what they have a problem.
I want to say thank you.
Thank you
for sitting and chatting. I also am going to put a link with the music that is just so brilliant and is so beautiful and has so much history to it. So thank you for tuning in. signing out from Kathmandu, Nepal. Peace, love, and goodness, my friend. So I really enjoyed the time I had with Suresh. Learned so much about the people of Nepal. And before coming here, I really couldn't have pointed out on the map where Nepal was located, situated between China and India. It's really a fantastic country. And one of the things that really stuck with me with my interview with Suresh was at the very end, he talked about saying, you know what, we talk about this orphanage and the wonderful things that it's doing, housing for 17 children, providing an education, giving them hope, and just a beautiful, beautiful thing. But come out and see it, visually be a part of this. And normally, under normal circumstances, I would have hopped on that, but being that we were leaving the next day, it just really wasn't kind of feasible, which I was kind of bummed out about big time. But in the past 7+ months, I've really kind of made it a point of seeing for myself, not just reading about it, but what does this organization, what do these people that are doing whatever mission it is, fill in the blank, what does it look like? Kind of allowing myself to get my hands dirty. And I think what he said was very, very important and poignant in there's nothing wrong with writing a check and donating to an organization at all. Nothing wrong with it. But I think it kind of kicks things up a notch when we are engaged. And so I believe whatever your passion is, as we're now kind of rolling, we're in February for the rest of this year, and hopefully it's a part of our lifestyle. How are we engaged with whatever we are passionate about? How are we a part of a vision that's more than just kind of being distant? I'm not sure if that makes sense or not. And whether that's, getting involved, in collecting goods for within your community for the homeless, vets for, there's soup kitchens, whatever, man, there are needs everywhere all around us. When we become where it's more of a tactile experience, it sticks with us more. Big time. I really wish I would have had the opportunity to go to this orphanage. I mean, more than words could say, but just taking into account that we're leaving the next day, I've actually been not feeling super great, and just wasn't kind of in the cards for us. But what I wanted to relay, because it really, really, really drove home, was, come and see, what this actual thing is about in the works, what it is doing right now, what this mission is. And so as we kind of go into another week, another month, another whatever, what are we doing to become more engaged? And when we set that example for the people around us, it has a trickle effect. It's contagious. And when we talk about contagious, we kind of usually categorize that as a negative. It doesn't have to be negative. We can be contagious with our outlook and what kind of approach we take in life. I think that's important. I know that's important. And this country is a small country, right, in relation to everything around it. But it's a beautiful country with beautiful people who have faced a whole lot of hardship. And, from the Civil War to their struggle with poverty to the earthquake, man, my heart breaks going through Kathmandu, fantastic place, but they face a lot. They are resilient people. They're building, rebuilding homes, rebuilding the different, I'm going blank here, just the rebuilding, but on a limited budget. I mean, just as he shared, they're not getting a whole lot of money from the government. And I question, where is that going? Where's it actually going to? Frustrating, big time. But it is a beautiful country, and learning about different cultures. And one of the things that had kind of stuck with me over the past few months, and I've been kind of frustrated and bummed about, I do think we all have a part. We're all residents of Earth, right? We all live here. I don't think that's really up for debate. And if it is, maybe that's another episode. But we're here. And one of the things that I've kind of noticed a trend with is just a lot of rubbish and trash kind of frequented in different pockets of different places, and in Nepal does not exempt from that, driving through different parts of town and different villages, trying to kind of put my mind together, is there a specific place for this to be contained? Probably not. There are very limited funds, but when it ends up in the rivers, on the sides of streets, it's frustrating. And in a number of the countries, I shared this with somebody not too long ago in Montenegro, which is a spectacular country, but just, on the beaches, rubbish, rubbish, rubbish. And why? Well, that to me, obviously things can kind of come up on shore with the high tide, but it comes from somebody who's choosing to kind of take the easy and I'd say the lazy way out instead of putting it in a recycling bin, instead of putting it in the trash bin. I'm discarding it, and I believe it will take care of itself, which is ridiculous. When you smoke a cigarette, I throw it out the window or I throw it down. This drives me insane. There are not little cigarette fairies that are taking this away. We all have a part, and what are we doing? Whether we live in Nepal, whether we live in Britain, whether we live in Switzerland, Colombia, America, Canada, whatever, you name it. We have a responsibility. We have a responsibility. We owe it not only to ourselves, but to the next generations behind us. And I do believe, we can hear, I've heard so many people over the years say, I can't make an impact. I'm not changing the world. Well, you're not changing the world because you're choosing not to change the world. We have choices to make, and we're given a limited time on this earth. Nobody knows how much time we have. Every day is a gift, and too often we don't look at it like that. It's a gift, baby. This is not something that's owed to us. Every day is a gift. What are we going to do with that gift? What are we going to do to make the world a better place? And what kind of things are we passionate about? What things we get frustrated about that we believe, instead of just saying, this needs to change, jumping in the line of fire and becoming part of the change with whatever cause that is. What are you passionate about? What is it that in the middle of the night, you're thinking about it? During the day, you see it on the news or on your social media feed, and this frustrates me. Get involved. So many things that, so many people can complain, and on average with a particular cause, it's, 8-10% are actually doing something about it. Be a doer. And we can't be involved in everything. You can't, because you're burning the candle at both ends, but we need to be doing something about something. And so, I leave you with that today. I've really enjoyed my chat and my time with Suresh, my time in Nepal. We're moving on now. We're going to be in Bali for a few weeks. But thinking about, as we close out, as you get to listen to Suresh play, what are we doing? And if you have an opportunity, check out the link that I've attached to the orphanage that's doing spectacular things, and knowing that with our own two hands, we can absolutely be changing the world. If you enjoyed today's show, I encourage you to visit goodnesschick.com and sign up for my newsletter, providing insights and encouragement just for you. Thanks for listening, my friends.